Okay, can everybody hear me? All right,
Yes,
Yeah,
good. Well, welcome to the meeting. Sorry that I had to cancel last weekend, but it was Labor Day. And I was tied up with the grandkids. And
that's a good thing to be tied up with.
yeah,
yeah.
and I
You have
think
to have vacations.
a lot of you probably had family obligations and things like that, so we can settle down now and take care of issues and questions you might have. But before we start, somebody did send me a question about the homeopathic remedy about taking coffee. Is it okay to drink coffee with the homeopathic remedy? And that's a good question. When you're using the LM potency, and that's the remedy that all of you have, that's putting a couple of drops in half a cup of water. Because you take it every day, the risk of antidoting isn't that great. So it's okay to drink coffee. I wouldn't take coffee with the remedy. I wouldn't put the drops in a cup of coffee, but you can certainly drink coffee throughout the day. And it's not going to antidote the remedy. So we do have some hands up. Tyra, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
For some reason, you're upside down. Are you doing a vertical inversion or something?
No, I don't know. Let me see if I just have it turned upside down. Is that better? Is that right?
You're still upside down. Maybe your computer or the.
I don't know. I don't know. I turned it there. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Now you made me forget my question. Oh, okay. I have two questions. One is dealing with the chelation therapy. And I'm wondering, since I know it's important, but it's also kind of harsh on your body. And do you feel like some of us, me specifically, that our condition is so precarious that taking the chelation might bump us, the wrong way for a while? And I don't know. What is your thoughts?
Well, everybody's different. And those of you that are sensitive, you need to take a lower quantity of the chelation. So if you're doing the IV, your practitioner will probably maybe give you 1/3 the dose, or maybe even 1/10. So your body adjusts to it. Also, if you're taking the oral, we recommend 4 to 6 tablets a day. You may only want to take one a day. So there's ways of adjusting that.
And how would you know without trying out the full strength?
Well, if you are sensitive and concerned, then I would start out just maybe 1 capsule a day, see how your body reacts. And then if you're doing okay, increase it to 2 capsules.
Okay.
Also, it is important that you drink plenty of water too. If you're dehydrated, you may have a reaction with the chelation substance.
But as far as it actually making your vision worse, would you expect that to be a possibility?
Well, it should not, unless
Okay.
you're detoxing too rapidly. It should not affect your vision at all. If it does, then you're either taking too much of the chelation substance, or you could be dehydrated.
Okay.
But it should not affect your vision. If it does, then don't do it anymore. Just cut back on
it. Okay. And then I also was wondering, have you seen, or maybe you're already familiar with, I've been getting advertisements for this Unified Healing Center. Are you familiar with that?
Well, no, I'm not. Where are they located?
Well, some are by me. I don't know if they're all over the country, but I keep getting advertisements, so I looked into it a little bit. If I understand it correctly, it's using scalar energy, and it's like 4 huge towers, which are either might be computerized. I can't remember
No,
that.
I'm not a really big advocate. I think it's a gimmick. I've been to different meetings with the scalar energy, and I just don't believe in it. It's too foo-foo. I like more of a concrete type of healing.
Okay, because they're saying
I'm not a big advocate of it. I investigated some of the companies, and I don't think they have much merit.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know, if you wanted to investigate it, you know, please do. But I have yet to find anybody who's used the scalar energy and has had a improvement of their vision or something profound. And you know, but
Hmm.
I'm always open to new modalities of healing, but I just haven't seen any evidence that the scalar energy works.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And let me see here. Sandra, how are you?
I'm good. I have a question. I have glaucoma and I've been working with an acupuncturist and she uses a laser like around here, 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 and here. And I wanted to show you a picture to see what you thought about it. I don't know if I can you see that?
Is it a red light or?
I think it is. It's called Premi 32 Laser A to G program. It's a SEDAT, SEDATELEC. Yes, I mean, I close my eyes. That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can
Yeah, I
see.
would need to know the wavelength, but certainly red light can be beneficial. And acupuncturists do use red light to stimulate the acupuncture meridians.
Right.
So I don't know if it's any better than microcurrent.
Okay. I mean, I have a microcurrent machine that I use as well. So maybe I don't need to go and see her anymore. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it could be overkill. You know, the
Okay.
microcurrent has a powerful healing energy, and if you're using syntonic light, which all of you should be using, I think that's enough. That's a good combination.
Okay.
Is
You
that
know,
like cold laser?
there's no question that you know acupuncture works. I think this is a laser to stimulate the acupuncture meridians. You know,
Yes.
laser energy is it's energy, and the acupuncturist will put that energy into the certain meridian. And some acupuncturists actually use microcurrent. They have a microcurrent probe. Some of them will put a needle into
Yeah.
the.
Is that okay? She does that as well. She'll put needles in those spots because
Well, what I would recommend is if you are doing microcurrent on the eye,
yeah.
I would suggest that the acupuncturist do more supportive therapy.
Okay.
By that, I mean support the liver meridian, support your overall energy, support your digestion, detoxification, because I think it might be overkill. Now, if you weren't using the microcurrent, I'd say, yeah, acupuncture is a modality. But one thing I'm always concerned with, if you put too much energy around the eye, you can actually have a harmful effect.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. So
Yeah.
thank you.
But I like acupuncture, but I would recommend that maybe she treat the liver meridian, treat areas away from the eye to strengthen your body, detox, things like that.
And she does do that. My kidneys and
Mhm.
liver often show up.
Yeah. Mhm.
And
I have a-
stress.
I think that acupuncture has a really big role in, you know, in improving the overall health.
Okay.
It does work on the eye too, but I just think it's overkill. You may be putting too much energy into the eye.
Okay. So the other thing that she has me do is like push here 10 times at these points 10 times.
Mhm.
So are you thinking I don't need to do that as
I
well?
don't think you need to do that. You're stimulating the acupuncture meridians with pressure.
Right.
So
Okay.
I think the microcurrent is doing the same thing. When you put that on, the energy is going into those meridians.
Okay. And the other question I have is about yoga for people with glaucoma. You know, my pressure has been around 16 or so lately, and I don't know. I've heard that doing yoga can bring it up, but I also find it really relaxing. So
Oh no, well I love yoga. I love yoga for actually all eye diseases, macular degeneration. In fact, I'm an active yoga practitioner because as you get older, your body starts to get stiff, rigid, And I think so does other parts of your body, like your eye muscles, you're focusing. So if you begin to increase the flexibility of your body, you increase the flexibility of your vision and your mind. Open up your mind too with yoga. But there is a danger. Some of the yoga postures, where you are in an inverted position, you have to be careful. Doing them for a prolonged period of time can increase the pressure. But I would say if your pressure was 25 or 30, then you'd want to really be careful doing yoga. But if it's 16, which is, in mid-range, it's considered normal, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think the benefits of the yoga far exceed the temporary increase of pressure that you might have. Not everybody will get an increase. But if your pressure was 30 already high, I would say be careful with the yoga. And maybe
So when you say inverted, you mean like downward dog, where your head goes down?
downward
your
dog,
heart.
standing on your head, that type of thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, so what type of yoga do you do?
Just, well, I've done I did Kundalini for years. Lately it was more just benign hatha class at a gym that I go to. So yeah, that's mostly what I've done.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to be interviewing my daughter-in-law. She's a yoga instructor. In fact, she's made 3 or 4 trips to India to study yoga.
Oh, wow.
She's, I guess, like a master teacher. So I'm going to be interviewing her. And she works with me in terms of, proper posture.
Oh, nice.
I may be interviewing, but she does Ashtanga yoga.
Yes. Yeah.
Ashtanga, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
Well,
yoga-
I've done it for years, and my pressure did go up to 26 in the winter, so I stopped it, and I hadn't gone back, but I'm really missing it.
Yeah, well, be careful with the downward dog and positions. I mean, you can do the downward dog, but just don't stay in that position for a prolonged period of time.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Sound
much.
good? Thank you. Dale, how are you? You're up.
Hey, good morning. It's nice to talk to you again, or good afternoon. I suppose it's good morning somewhere. But I'm not there.
It's the afternoon. I'm in California and it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess yeah. How about Germany? Would you buy Germany?
Are you calling from Germany?
No.
No, Germany would be 10 o'clock at night right now.
Well, I'll find the time zone eventually. My question was on using the microcurrent machine on the 5 frequencies that are set by you, 1 through 5 on the machine. Is there a frequency of use and a frequency of order for each of the frequencies? And if so, would you kindly share your experience with me?
Well, when you talk about program number 1, which is your I program, it's not just 1 frequency. We probably have about 30 or 40 frequency pairs that go into that. So it's a mistake to say, well, I'm just going to do 15 minutes, shut the machine off, and I'll do 15 minutes tonight or a different time. You'll be missing out the latter 15 minutes of different frequencies. So it's important to run the whole program together. In terms of the sequence, the only advice I have is you want to do your I protocol every day. The other protocols are depending on your particular need. So for example, if you have dietary indiscretions, you want to make sure you do the detox program. If you are under stress and maybe an emotional upset, then you want to do the stress program. Also, the brain and sensory. I've gotten a lot of feedback. I think combining the eye program and the brain and sensory is a really good combination. So if you want to do a second program, also. So the priority would be the brain and sensory. So you do the eye, and later on in the day, do the brain and sensory. A lot of people make the mistakes and they feel like they have to do all 10 programs every day. No, don't do that. That's just, the microcurrent is going to be controlling your life. You want to control the microcurrent. So the eye program is the most important one. Then the inflammation is great. You have some aches and pains, do the inflammation right over that area.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, sir.
Oh, thank you. And where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Statesboro, Georgia, where it is really afternoon.
Okay, yeah. Same time zone as East Coast. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sue Clary, how are you, Sue?
Good, how are you?
Hi,
everyone. I was just curious, it's been about 2.5 weeks since I had my checkup with the retinal specialist. Do you recall if they sent you the report?
I'd have to check with the records, but offhand, I don't think I have seen them. What did they tell you?
Basically that it was stable,
Well,
which is
that's
good. Yeah, but he did kind of mention my scarring again, so I was just curious what you thought, if there was any change or difference.
Well, the main thing I always ask patients is how's your vision? Is your vision better, or is it the same, or is it worse?
Well, close to the same, maybe a tad better.
Yeah, because we're not treating a picture. We're not treating, we're treating you. And sometimes you can have more swelling and maybe more scarring, but your vision's 20/20. So we're treating your vision.
Test better. The vision test at his office, I did not test any better.
Mhm.
But I was wearing my contacts, and before I was wearing my glasses, so I don't know if that's the difference. And I'm kind of wondering if I need a new prescription or not.
Mhm.
So we'll just
But
see.
we go by your functioning vision, how your, the activities of your daily life. Are you able to do them with more ease, or are you struggling?
I would say not any worse. I don't really notice much improvement.
Mhm.
Maybe
Well, you're early on in the program.
yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I have a question though about that. I got that fluorospec detect lead kit, but I haven't been too good at trying it yet. Like, does anyone have any good tips on how to test like plates and mugs and dishes? Because it said something about kind of roughing it up first to test it. But what do you do? Like,
Yeah, I don't have any experience with that. I don't know if anybody on the call here has some experience, but you might want to call the company.
yeah, you can email them. So I guess I'll just have to do that better.
Yeah.
I think that's all I had really. Oh, I know. If I have real high myopia, I noticed your Substack had an interview with a doctor.
Mhm.
Mine's like 10.5 to 11.5. Is there other things that might be related then to my vision problem that?
Well, three things that will increase myopia, but most of the increase in myopia has to do with children.
Yeah, I actually
In
saw
other
that.
words, high sugar, no exposure to sunlight, and not using your peripheral vision. So I think we have a whole generation of kids. They're picking out on sugar. They don't go outside to play, and they're all on their personal devices. They don't
Exactly.
they're not using, and
Yeah.
it's going to be an epidemic of eye problems from a younger generation.
Exactly.
Well, I just remember that Substack interview, but I can't recall what that doctor was talking about, something he does for people with high myopia.
Oh, that was Dr. Staggerwald. He's from Rome.
Yeah, that one.
And I got exciting news. In March, I'm a keynote speaker at a major ophthalmology in Rome. Can you believe it?
Wow.
And guess what I'm talking on? The gut and the eye. The importance of the gut and the eye, and it is important. And I'm going to throw this out to all of you. If any of you have a gut problem, And by that, I mean frequent diarrhea, constipation, gas, notify Chris, because I may want to make some adjustments in your program. There
Okay.
is a relationship between the gut and eye problem, whether it's dry eye, macular. And this just isn't my opinion. This is scientific studies that have been done to show relationship with certain or bacterial organisms. So it's kind of interesting.
Okay. I've done gut cleanses, so I know how important the gut is, but.
Well, you don't want to clean the bacteria. You want to make sure you have healthy bacteria in your gut.
That's it.
Oh, your diet's huge with that.
Yeah, fermented foods is good, or taking a probiotic. You know, our ancestors knew what to do. You know, sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, fermented foods are wonderful.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
this obsession with cleanliness is killing us. It breaks my heart. I see kids in grade school carrying around a hand sanitizer.
Exactly.
You need to be exposed. You need to shake hands. You need to hug people. You need human contact because you're sharing your bacterial organisms. And the French have the healthiest gut because what do? When they greet somebody, they kiss both their cheeks.
I agree. They need to be playing out in the dirt and the mud.
Right, drinking out of a garden hose, eating a dirty apple.
Yep.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, Mike, how are you? Oh,
Hey, Dr. Kondrot, I'm doing pretty good. Did you get my questions that I sent to Chris?
which one? I got a couple. I don't know if I got yours, but fire away.
Well, there's three things that I want to talk to you about today. When you talk about things that are interrupting your activities of daily life, my hypersensitivity to light is really, really bad. I wake up in the morning. If I see the sun coming up already, it starts just escalation of anxiety and panic. And it just gets worse as the sun, gets to the height of the day.
Now, how long have you been taking your homeopathic remedy?
I have not received it yet. I have not received the microcurrent machine either. I got the Acufolin yesterday.
Okay, well, we have to wait until you start the program because everything that I prescribe for you is to help those symptoms.
Okay. The Acufolin, I looked at the ingredients last night and studied everything that was in there. And 80 to 90% of what's in there, I've been taking already for about 2 years.
Yeah, but see, the Acufolin is a medical grade food. It has a very pure content of those ingredients. And I have treated patients a long time with different vitamins with no results. But once they started the Acufolin, they're getting better results. It's a medical grade food. It's not like your regular vitamin. And it's actually, it's by a doctor's prescription. You can't buy it online.
I read that. Yeah. Okay.
It's considered a medical grade food.
Okay. All right. So I'll continue with that and we'll see what happens. The other two things are, have you heard of Batten's disease?
Batten's? No, it doesn't ring a bell. What is it?
It's a genetic disorder. My parents had 4 children who died before the age of 10 years old. I was the first child to survive. And based on my research, it is a dysfunction of the mitochondria. And my energy level has gone way, way down ever since my second TBI. And so I wanted to ask you if you thought that maybe NAD might be helpful with restoring some of my energy and boosting my mitochondria.
I would not do anything until you faithfully do the program, the microcurrent and everything I'm prescribing.
Okay.
That's a must because I'm really evaluating the subtle energies and treatments that I'm instituting. If you start something else, take another vitamin or chiropractic or acupuncture, I'm not going to know what's benefiting you. You know, you're investing in this program I want to evaluate every aspect of it. Now, later on, after 3 months, well and good, you can try other things.
Okay,
For the first couple of months, only do what I'm recommending. In my experience, it's successful, it works, but we don't want to contaminate it with other things.
understand. Yeah, we want to keep going with the scientific method.
Right.
Also, depression has gotten really, really bad, and I think that's related to the light sensitivity also.
Mm-hmm.
And so are there the protocols that you're going to be prescribing, the microcurrent and the homeopathic remedies, are those going to be helping
I'm
with
I'm expecting big things.
Great. Okay.
I'm expecting big things, and keep us posted. I would say after doing the protocols for a month, if you don't notice any change, I want to hear from you.
Okay.
Make some adjustments. Remember, a squeaky wheel gets the oil.
There you go. Yep. That's absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks,
And
Dr.
if you're not getting
Kondrot.
better, if you're not getting better, I want you to squeak.
You got it. I will. Thank you.
And then I'll shine a flashlight in your eyes and you'll go away.
That's one thing I've learned and I've kept doing is I like to laugh, and that really does help with the mood.
Oh, good.
So, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Laughter is our best medicine, I think. Yeah.
you got it.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks so much. Okay. We got Mark, that I can't see you, Mark.
I'm here. I'm here.
Is-
I have a new driver for my webcam. I think it's working.
Yeah, it's really gray. Is it foggy in that area? Or maybe I'm getting a cataract.
See, now you see how I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I
my
can
question,
barely see you. It's kind of strange. Are you?
I don't have the right driver.
Are you calling from a different dimension or?
Yeah, he hasn't talked to Spock yet to get everything coordinated.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, even though we can't see you very clearly, we can hear you.
Okay. Back in May, I mentioned to you that I was getting large floaters in my eyes after I did the microcurrent. So you had me send the machine in, you reprogrammed it, you shortened the program down to about 30 minutes, and you reduced the current to about 20. And since then, I've been using it, and it's still doing the same thing. If I go off the microcurrent machine for about a month, the floaters go away. When I go back on the microcurrent, the floaters come back. And these aren't just little ones; these are big ones. Sometimes it scares me. It looks like the big bee is attacking me or something. So a big heavy floater. So I'm wondering, is there some frequency that my eyes don't want that's in the program?
Well, the first question I ask you is, are you drinking plenty of water?
Yes.
If you're dehydrated, you'll definitely get symptoms, floaters, headaches, and things like that.
Yeah, I've upped my intake of water. At first, my body didn't want it, and I forced myself to do it. Now my body demands it.
Yeah,
So
because to be honest with you, I've never seen or heard of that complaint with microcurrent, an increase in floaters. Never heard of it. You're the first one.
Is that good?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It could be a sign of detoxing. But when you do the microcurrent, how long do the floaters last?
They're not immediate. Like if I were to, I'm off it right now, but if I were to start it up again, the floaters would come back in about 3 days. And
But they last for 3 days, or how long?
I don't know if they're the same floaters all the time, but there's a prevalence of them. Does that mean that my vitreous is dissolving or something?
Well, the microcurrent shouldn't affect the vitreous at all.
Okay.
As we get older, the vitreous does coalesce and shrink. But the microcurrent should not cause an increase of shrinkage. Is this in one eye or both eyes?
Mainly mainly in my left eye.
Mm-hmm. Now, you may want to have a retinal doctor take a look. There could be something.
I did, and he said there was a posterior vitreal detachment in both eyes.
Yeah, well, that's common.
Okay.
But I would continue with the microcurrent. It could just be a detox phenomenon.
Okay, so I'm not doing any harm.
No.
Okay. And you mentioned also that it's important to do it every day. I was thinking maybe if I did it every other day, would that be of any use?
Oh, yeah, you could do it once a week, and it's like exercise, you know, if you're doing aerobic exercise, you do aerobic every day, you're going to get healthier quicker. But, you know, doing it once a week is better than not doing it at all. And also make sure you're doing the other therapies, the light therapy.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
And we can
Okay.
always, you know, we can always change the program, but I'd have to look at the frequencies. I don't have a specific frequency for the vitreous. It's just in the retina.
Yeah, I don't know what's doing
We
that.
could take a look at it, okay?
But oh yeah, I'll try that every other day then and see what happens
Mhm.
then. That's a good approach.
Yeah, but as long as the retinal specialist said that it's a posterior vitreous detachment, then I'm kind of relieved because that is definitely the cause of the floaters, not something that the microcurrent's doing. It could be that the microcurrent is causing the vitreous to move, and you may be seeing more of the floaters as it moves. You
Could
know,
that be
putting more energy into the eye, but I don't think it's causing any harm to the eye.
okay? It's just kind of scary because I've never had large floaters like that before.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
that's all.
well, keep us posted.
Yes, I will do. Thank you.
Elaine, how are you?
Oh, I'm still kicking. I want to say I'm sorry for interfering with Sandra's talk. I wanted to find out about a question if she had cold laser therapy because that's what I was offered. And
Mhm.
I guess you would know how to answer that.
Yeah, well, it is. The laser she's using is a cold laser.
Okay.
The
All
cold
right.
laser is just simply a laser that doesn't have any heat.
Okay.
You know, there's thermal lasers, and then also um, there's like the red infrared laser, which is a heat lamp.
Okay.
So what she's doing is a cold laser.
And also, I just want to update you. I've gone through my sensitivity on the new homeopathic, and I made it through okay. And I'm up to 6 drops now and
Wow,
handling it okay. So I'm happy with that.
good. Well, any positive changes in symptoms or?
Uh, so many things happen to me every day with allergies. It's hard to tell which is which, but I'm feeling better with the dizziness. I only have it in the morning, and when I first wake up, I can't get up and walk until I do my exercises. And then I'm good for the whole day, where before I wasn't. It would
Well,
happen.
that sounds like an improvement to me.
That's true. And if I lay down in the evening for a rest, it'll start that way again. I'll have to exercise
Mhm.
and it'll be okay for a while. But there is definitely a change as far as how much it's irritating me. And I can function now with my table tennis, and I can golf and ride my bicycle 5 miles every day. So I'm doing okay during the day. It's just the morning and the evening.
Mhm. Well, it sounds like an improvement. And
Definitely.
Elaine, how long have we been working together? Too long, huh?
About 2 years. 2
You know
years.
what? I've never given up on you, and you haven't given up on
Oh,
me.
thank you so much, because it's so hard fighting all the allergies and sensitivities and trying to do something different.
No, you heard me talking about the gut.
Uh-huh.
One of the secrets may be the gut.
You know,
What
if I,
exact-
if I,
what
if I,
exactly are you saying? How do you spell that?
Gut, G-U-T, your bowel movements,
The
number
gut.
two.
Okay.
Number two.
It's picking up a little bit blurry for me, and it's
Mhm,
hard to understand. But it's a good 50% or better.
mhm. Good.
you know, if just a quick comment, Elaine, I used to have chronic sinus infections probably about 10 years ago. It just would not go away. And it's just the only thing the doctor could do for me was antibiotics, 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 antibiotics.
Mhm.
So I finally decided that I was going to do something on my own, become my own doctor. I had a food sensitivity test done, and wheat, gluten, soy, peanuts, and dairy all were at the top of the list. I cut out wheat, gluten, dairy after about a week of getting these results. I've never had another sinus infection. I've also started really improving my food intake, green smoothies, fermented foods, olives, pickles every day. So I just wanted to pass that along, that food has been a major, major contributing factor to my overall health.
Well, thank you. I try.
Yeah, well, I'll echo that. Food is our best medicine. It really is. It really is.
He reminded me of something that I think maybe you ought to know. I didn't think it was important before, but since I had this problem, ever since I was a teenager, I would have, when I slept on my right-hand side, the sinus would drain into my ear and plug it up. And that's continued ever since I was a teenager. So I thought it was the way I was built. So I don't know if there's a valve in there that's not closing or something that does do that. And it on and off, it did make me a little dizzy when I first got up in the morning. So I cannot sleep on my right side at all.
Well, the right homeopathic remedy should correct that.
Well, thank you so
Give it-
much. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. God bless you.
Thanks, Elaine. Okay, somebody has their hand up. What, your name?
Jen Levine.
Oh, Jen, hi. I don't see your.
I don't know how to put the hand up.
No, you don't. Oh, here, now I see your name. I didn't
Okay.
see your name, but everybody else has their name on. Oh, but go down below. It's a little hamburger, 3 dots. It has more.
Okay. I will.
And hand, you can put the hand up.
Okay, I'll look for that. I talked to you about a week or so ago, and you had me restart my remedy because I had gone off of it because it was making me all over the place. I couldn't get it regulated. And I haven't found, I haven't found too many positive changes yet. You said I might notice something right away, but I was wondering, how do you know if you need to go to a different remedy?
Well, we have to give the remedy some time to work in your body.
Okay.
And most people, it's about a month.
Okay.
Sometimes the changes will be subtle, maybe a little bit more energy, sleeping better, calmness. But we want to see a positive shift some way.
And once that I know that I'm on that remedy, I guess that there was a gal not too long ago, a few minutes ago. Is there another remedy that you try later? Like,
Oh, there's over 3,000 different remedies, and the remedy is for you. It's based on your symptoms, your mental, emotional state, your eye symptoms. We're treating you. So it's not like we have a second remedy.
so I stay on this one as long as it's working.
Yeah. Some people stay on the same remedy for years.
Okay.
And other people will change. It depends on how you react to the remedy.
I guess my main concern was, I wake up every 2 hours. I've been clocking it now. I actually I needed to know for sure what I was doing. It seems like every hour and a half to 2 hours, I wake up. I can fall asleep, but what causes that?
Well, a good remedy will take care of that.
Okay.
I mean, your circadian rhythm is just out of whack. Your autonomic nervous system is out of whack.
Okay.
So you need to do the stress program to help relax your autonomic nervous system. The light therapy would be very beneficial.
Okay.
And the homeopathic. And if you don't have a change in a month or so, I want to see a shift. I want you to maybe be only waking every 3 hours or every 4 hours. I want to see a change.
Okay. So the stress I could do right before I go to sleep, the stress program.
Yeah.
And the light I usually do in the morning.
Yeah, that'll be good. Or maybe do it later in the afternoon. You should do the light therapy during the daylight hours. Don't do the light therapy at night, because the light therapy can affect your circadian rhythm.
Can I do that like first thing in the morning? The light?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is important that when the sun sets, do not be exposed to unwanted light that could interfere with your circadian rhythm. So that's when you want to use a blue blocker or have red lighting. Don't use blue light at night.
I walk around with these orange glasses on once it gets dark outside. The blue
So the
block.
orange glasses are the blue
They're
blockers?
blue, well, mine have an orange tint, but they're blue blockers.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I just put those over my glasses in the evening when I look at my phone or
Yeah.
actually anytime. I just wear them all the time because they're real darky looking, but they work.
You should not wear them during the day.
Not during the day. Yeah.
Oh, definitely, because your body needs blue light during the day.
Okay.
Blue light during the day, red light at night. That could be causing harm in your circadian rhythm using the blue blockers during the day. You need blue light during the day.
So just wear those in the evening.
But
Okay.
yes, in the evening.
And keep going for a month and then let you know.
Yeah, because I want to see a positive shift. If it's worse, I want to hear from you immediately. But if you're not sure, then we'll just continue it a little bit longer because sometimes the effect takes a month or 2 months. But we want to see a positive shift.
Okay. I'll hang in there.
Hang in there and keep us posted.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Mike, you got your hand up again?
I do, sir. Yes. We're talking about detox and chelation. I've used coffee enemas in the past. What do you think of that?
Not really big with
Okay. All right.
because my main concern is that I don't know what it's doing to the flora of your gut.
Okay.
I just have a big question mark with that.
Okay. So I'll cut that.
Why are you doing the coffee enemas?
I was working with a doctor probably about 4 or 5 months ago who was a brain injury specialist, and he had recommended that as far as a liver detox. And so that's why I started it. But I wanted to ask you first before I began doing it again.
Yeah,
So
I know a lot of naturopathic doctors are really big with it,
okay.
but I'm not really that big with it. I fermented foods and the microcurrent to detox and, good healthy diet.
Okay.
But, and then once again, I wouldn't introduce it because you're early in the program.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Now, maybe after a couple of months, you're into the program for 3 months, you wanted to try it. I'm all for it. Then give us feedback on it. Say, after I did a series of coffee enemas, my vision's better and I have more energy, and then I'm going to be looking at it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. One other quick question. I think the last time we had talked, I told you that my night vision is actually very, very good. And you had said, hey, that means that your retina is in good shape. And can you just give me a 2-minute overview of what exactly that means and like what I'm not too up on the physiology of the eye?
Well, most people with eye problems have a decrease in vision at night. That's pretty classic.
Okay.
An increase in vision at night means that your cones are functioning very well. You have the rods and cones. The rods are for the sharp central vision during the day. The cones are for night vision.
Okay.
So that indicates that, you do have some good function. I mean, most people, their vision drops at night. You're better at night. That means
I am. Yes. It's almost like somebody turns a light switch on when I'm walking around in the apartment in the middle of the night. And it's really pretty incredible.
And that's probably why you have light sensitivity during the day, because your retinal cells are maybe in hyperdrive and they're overactive and they're more sensitive to the light.
Oh,
so we have to balance that.
Very good. Okay, that's good information. Thank you, sir.
Balance that. Oh, well, thank you. Sandra, your hand's up. You have another question?
I don't know if you've heard about grounding mats, grounding sheets, grounding pillowcase.
Oh yeah, I love grounding. Grounding is great.
So I recently got a grounding sheet and plugged the wire into the ground of the electrical socket, a pillowcase, and I'm getting a mat. And I just wanted to know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I know that a really interesting book is by Stephen Sinatra called Earthing. And if you are interested in this whole idea of grounding, read his book. He recently passed away, but he was a good friend of mine in Florida. Really brilliant alternative cardiologist who wrote a couple books, The Cholesterol Myth and a bunch of others. But he felt that earthing was the biggest discovery of his life. And he felt that so many chronic diseases could be cured by grounding your body to the earth. Now, of course, using a mat is one way, but a much better way is take off your shoes and socks and make contact to the earth, especially when you're on the beach, the sandy beach, the salt water, you're walking with your bare feet, you're really in contact with the earth. And they've identified that the earth has a certain frequency called the Schumann frequency.
Yeah.
I think it's 7.6 or 7.2, that's the frequency that our bodies need that for harmony. And an interesting phenomenon occurred during World War II. We got away from leather-soled shoes to rubber. Everybody I see walks around with rubber-soled shoes, and you're not grounded to the earth. You need to get leather-soled shoes. If you walk outside with leather, you are grounded to the earth. Rubber, you're insulated. So that was a big problem. And then, of course, too, the carpeting, you know, in our homes and the wood, we're not grounded. The concrete is much better for you. We need to be grounded, and the mat is one way. But I don't think it's as effective as actually walking on the earth, you know, being in contact with the earth.
So I have these grounding sheets, you know, a base fitted sheet that I plug in and a pillowcase. And often I do my microcurrent. I lie in bed and I was thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that there because I don't know if that's an issue or not.
Well, I did an experiment one time. Does the microcurrent work more effectively if you're grounded? And during one of my 1-week programs, I had everybody barefoot on the concrete to see if it had any effect. And I didn't see any change.
Okay, so, but it wouldn't.
I don't think it's gonna harm the microcurrent. But I do like grounding as a way to balance your body and put good healing energy in. And if you read Dr. Sinatra's book, he has many cases of patients with eye problems who were cured by grounding.
Wow. Oh, okay. That's good to know.
So that's one of the reasons why when you're on vacation, you're at the beach, you feel so good. You know, one of the things is it's sunshine and relaxation, but you're being grounded. It's like the entire ocean is the ground, the salt water. You know, you're grounding yourself to the earth. And that can be really powerful. That's much more effective because when you have a grounding mat, it's just one little thin wire going to the sheet. And it depends on your electrical system in your home. It may not be that great of a ground. I don't know what the standards are, but it's like, you know, putting your feet on the earth. That's a more solid ground.
That makes sense.
Incidentally, in all of your programs, we do have the Schumann frequency in them.
Excellent.
In all the microcurrent, everybody's program has the Schumann frequency. That's part of like the 30 frequencies or 40 frequencies that you have in program number 1. Okay, Elaine, you have another question?
Yes, I do, about the light therapy. If your night light or something is, or the numbers on a clock radio are bright red, does that synthetic light work for you, or does it have to be a natural red?
Well, I would not. What most people say is you should have no light in your bedroom when you sleep. No light.
What I'm getting at is if you bring a red light into the house and put it on while you're watching TV or something, is that synthetic light help you, or do you have to get a different kind of light to do that?
Well, it's not a therapeutic light. The red light at night is not therapeutic. Red light at night is just to help your circadian rhythm. So, but I feel strongly in your bedroom, you should not have any light at all. The other thing you should not have is Wi-Fi, because the electromagnetic energy. Some people are sensitive to that, and Jen, if you have the sleeping problems, I would recommend you turn off your Wi-Fi.
Okay.
When you go on your phone or your computer and you see all the Wi-Fi signals that are available, that's electromagnetic energy that's hitting your body. And some people are sensitive to that, and that could be keeping you awake at night. So you want to actually turn off your Wi-Fi.
How far away would you have to be?
Well, you don't want to have any exposure at all. So when you turn on your phone or your computer, you should not have any Wi-Fi signals available.
Turn it off.
Is it better to have
You
hardwired?
You can buy a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage blocks all the electromagnetic signals. You can buy them online. It's like a Faraday tent. It blocks the electromagnetic signals. Now, even hardwiring, you're getting electromagnetic energy. When electricity flows through a wire, it sends off an electromagnetic pulse. In fact, an electrician can hold a meter down on the wire, and he can tell you if a current's flowing without touching it. He's measuring it. And I had a really shocking experience when I was developing the microcurrent machine. Ning Wu, the electrical engineer, had me hooked up with electrodes, and he was running microcurrent into my body and measuring the signals in my body that were going through. So he disconnected the microcurrent machine, and I still had a signal. And I said, Ning, oh, that must be my heart rate. He said, no, you're picking up the electrical current in this room. If you have an active wire that's running electricity, it's producing an electromagnetic pulse. So you have to make your bedroom electromagnetic neutral. So investigate a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is like, I don't know if it's aluminum or some type of metal, will block all the radio signals. Now, there's only one place on Earth where you do not have any electromagnetic energy. Anybody know where that is?
Would that be Greenland?
The bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
Because Miss Lee and I were 1 week at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Nothing works. Satellite phones don't work. Cell phones don't work. Nothing.
Sounds good to me.
And I had some of the best nights sleeping at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. No electromagnetic energy at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, did you have another question?
Yes, I did. Now, Dr. Sinatra, was he the one who wrote The Great Cholesterol Myth? The book?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That book changed my life because of two things. I now eat basically only coconut oil or olive oil, and I completely have eliminated sugar out of my diet. And just by doing those two things have happened. I have more energy, and my gut health has improved. So,
Yeah, the gut health is so important.
That book has changed my life big time.
Yeah, a good book to pick up, The Cholesterol Myth. So let's see, one more question, Jen, because I got another call coming in. Jen, are you there?
This is Patsy trying to ask you a question, please.
Hello,
Okay, who's this?
Patsy Velarde.
Hi, Patsy.
Patricia.
Okay.
Hi there. Hi there. I'm really concerned that things are so white outside. And I noticed it started before I started doing microcurrent, and which I'm pleased with, by the way. But the light outside is just extremely bright, and I'm finding that, yeah, I can't see colors, real well. But there's other things that I find are good through microcurrent. But I'm just wondering if you have any. I heard Mike talk, or one of the other ones talk about how bright it is outside and how light sensitive.
You just started the program. You have to give it some time.
Oh, okay.
Usually,
Yeah, I haven't been on, but maybe.
Yeah, you have to be patient. You have to give the program at least a month.
Yeah.
And then we want to evaluate things, but I'm not going to jump in at this point and start changing things.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months now that I've been doing it. Pretty regular.
Well,
I don't do.
We may want to set up a time to talk then if it's been a couple of months. We may want to change your remedy. I have to really analyze all of your symptoms, not just the light, the sensitivity to light.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's has something to do with hydration. Okay.
But give Chris a call and we can set up a time and I can review everything.
Okay, just call Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. And
now, Chris has a Wednesday meeting at 2:00. A lot of times when you call her, she'll call you back and she'll get your answering machine. The best thing to do is 2:00 Wednesday Eastern time. She has a meeting with all the active patients.
That's been very, very helpful.
Yeah. So, I hear all the time patients complaining, Chris never gets back to me, but she does, and she leaves a message.
Mm-hmm.
When you call her, she's busy talking to somebody. So the best thing to do is get on that 2:00 time. Okay.
Yeah, I left messages for her. Yeah, and she gets back with me.
Good. Okay, one more, Jen, and then I got to go. Jen?
So
I can't hear you.
I don't know. It shows why can't you hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, we got a bad connection. I can't hear you. Email me your question at info and I'll either get back to you or Chris. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, listen, thanks everybody for joining the meeting and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Dr. Kondrot. You take care of yourself.
Thanks, man.
God bless everyone.